Previously on Sonic Unleashed. Is it just me, or is that T a little bit too high? And then the R is a little bit lower there.
Strange, isn't it?
If you're next to a chain of rings and you press the... Oh, wow.
So when the sun goes down, I turn into this?
Are you okay, Sonic?
I'm feeling good!
Okay, someone's gonna have to explain the last part of that cutscene to me, because I never understood why that ice cream guy saw Sonic's arm stretch and then just got even more depressed. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Also, yeah, Sonic has a new form that is linked to the sun. Basically, when he's nighttime, he becomes the Werehog, and the Werehog has super stretchy arms. He's basically Mr. Fantastic. Now, I actually had a really... Well, I thought it was a compelling theory, but I will get into that as we go into the Werehog stages. Hey, get this, the Ice Cream Man has been acting really weird. Whoa, speaking of which, what the heck happened to you? What did you do to yourself? On to Bell Square. Hey, Pilgrim, what's the matter? You alright? You look shorter and stouter than before. Did you eat something funny? I find it funny that an allergic reaction could be the reason that you grow fur in this game. At least that's the implication, that that's what happened. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be an allergic reaction, but that's the first thing my mind goes to, okay? So, on to Windmill Coast Street. Gregorios has some new information for us. I don't believe we've met. What are you doing out this late? We met this afternoon. I think I remember a blue hedgehog. I can't believe I memorized that line. Someone who looked like me directed you to the Holy Shrine. I was just talking about how many unusual guests we get. Eric said that he even gave directions today to a yellow fox. Huh, that's familiar.
Okay!
After Apotos' tremor, tourism's declined and nights are dangerous. Reports of ghosts have not yet been verified, but you be careful, son. I mean, if we got ghosts, we got a priest right here with his lovely little book and, well, I don't know. Actually, I have a question about that as we talk to Eric here. You fellas? You two make a big impression. I'd know you anywhere. What do I mean? Well, I had some stranger ask me a favor. And since he was a yellow fox, I figured you knew each other. He told me if I saw a blue hedgehog, I ought to give him this. His description was a bit different, but you gotta be the one he meant. Now, I'd like to talk about this. This is clearly partly a religious town at the very least. But what religion do they follow? Is worshipping Dark Gaia, is it a religion? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me, because I don't want to think that Sega and Sonic Team are the type to include just, you know, Christianity or Hinduism or Muslim or whatever religion, like, sort of symbolism in their games. I don't know. It's just a curious thing for me, I guess. Game? What are you doing? Oh, that's right, that's the... I explained that there's a lot of jank with some of the 60 FPS stuff. So yeah, this is one of those things.
This light's so warm. It kind of feels like the afternoons. Do you think your transforming's got something to do with the sun, Sonic? I don't know.
Nah, Chip, it has absolutely nothing to do with the sun. What are you talking about? There's absolutely no way. I mean, he just transformed out of coincidence at night. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Great. Shut up, Chip. Jesus Christ. Okay, he's gonna keep saying that for every temple, so I'm just gonna skip through it. What was I thinking about? I completely forgot. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, wait, no. I already talked about that. Wait, a lot of... Oh, yeah, that's right. I was talking about how there's a lot of jank in the 60 FPS part of this game. And clearly, the game is freezing a lot. Shut up, Chip. So, there's a lot of freezing and a lot of janky moments here and there. It's not too bad, but I think it's honestly worth running the game at 60 FPS because it's just so smooth and so nice. Moving the control stick lets you walk, moving it twice in the same direction lets you dash, jumping once, oh, that's the wrong one, jumping once. With the B button, if you press the B button in midair, you can double jump, and if you jump in the middle of a dash, you jump a lot further, okay? Okay. This next part here is basically about moving and using your arms. Next to any of these glowing sections here, if you press the button when you're prompted, come on now. think I can just hold it. Yeah, you can just hold it in order to get the result you want. I should just do that.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, boy. We have the next big part of the Werehog. You can attack.
This right here is my favorite thing. Nice.
Oh, we're at the regular stages anyway. So yeah, I was talking about that. There are also a bunch more differences. Personally, I like how much more responsive your stretchy arms are in the Wii version compared to the HD version, because in the HD version, I have experienced a lot of grief when trying to use my stretchy arms to cover certain obstacles. Now, I think I need to switch back to 30 FPS here because this cutscene gets a little bit awkward. Now, I don't know why they're showing these enemies to us, because we literally just fought them in the tutorial, but they're showing them to us as if they're like some new enemies or something. Now, over here... Oh, I guess they're not over here. Alright, fine. You want to collect as many rings as possible in the stages, especially try not to pass up any of the giant 10 rings or giant 20 rings. The ring count is actually one of the S-rank criteria. The Werehog's S-ranks are determined differently from Sonic's S-ranks. So I should talk about those. Game, can you hit them, please? Thank you. Anyway, so the Werehog's S-rank criteria are basically 3 criteria in general. The amount of time you finish a stage in is the first criteria, and for this stage it's 5 minutes. And I will be putting a sort of a little text effect on what the S-rank time is for every stage. Don't worry about that. The second criteria will be the rings that you have, the total number of rings. And the third criteria will be the total number of experience points you collect. Now, that right there, what just appeared... Oh, I have a lot to say. I'm gonna need a drink of water after this. Anyway, that right there, what just appeared was a Dark Gaia gate. Now, those are locked by certain little keys. You can see that we have to collect 3 keys, and we already have 1. These keys aren't too tough to find. You basically encounter them through different parts of the story. And we got another item. Now, I should say, that first item that we found at the beginning of the stage, I have a history with that item, because I had completely finished every other item in the game, and I was missing that one. And it had showed me that, well, that item is there in Apotos, because the game does give you hints as to where the items are that you've missed. I spent forever searching for this item, and I never found it. So imagine the rage I felt when I found out that this item was at the start of the first Werehog stage, just at the back. And then since then, it has taught me 2 lessons. In a Sonic game, you always need to look for items in 2 locations. The moment you start, and right past the goal. In fact, I think that's a very good thing to look for. I think those are very good locations to look for in any game that has secret items. Now, we have that same area that... No, I didn't even need to grab onto the ledge. We had that same area from the tutorial. A lot of the tutorials actually take areas from this first stage. Now, down there, and I should have mentioned this before, I mentioned that one of the S-rank criteria is the number of experience points you get. Those are these red orbs, and that includes this item here, and any experience or red orbs that you get from defeating those enemies. Now, for example, if you finish a stage and you don't have the S-rank, and you restart the stage, you don't need to worry about being locked out of the S-rank because of the experience requirement, because the game does lower the number of experience orbs, because once you collect those red item orbs, you actually can't collect them again. So yeah, lots to talk about in this game. Lots to talk about in this first stage, actually. I think that's usually the thing with first stages. Oh, you are blocking my attacks, you absolute nincompoop. Oh, then it's these guys. Now, I have just over 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And I need to address why the game is freezing. I need to make sure that that's not a problem that's going to bother me in the foreseeable future. Again, don't pass up these. There we go. Okay, good. I was waiting for this. We have a brand new technique. This is the Wereclaw. You can pierce any defense with this technique. So you saw that guy that was blocking? Yeah, you can use this technique on them and they get stunned. You can also use this on any enemy, even if they're not defending, and you will stun them.